we get, how do we feel that we actually receive personal power? How do we feel um, strength? So we feel safe, we feel competent and confident in the ability to take care of ourselves, whatever that may be. It may be going along with whatever it is until you can get to safety. It may be um, standing there and not responding. It may be getting fierce. It may be involving a physical altercation. Only you know what you need to do in that particular circumstance, but make sure it's the best choice. And the best choice comes from being focused and having clarity. So we're going to relax now and begin to drift down to that place that we've been going to for each one of these. And the reason for that is because it's a consistent image that you can embellish and make more meaningful to you. And we're going to add some to it today. So find a comfortable place to lean back and relax. If you tend to feel like you go to sleep, be aware that your subconscious mind is hearing and understanding everything. It's all going in, whether your conscious mind is awake or not. So you're getting it one way or the other, and it'll pop up later. Or something else will pop up, in another imagery, and you go, oh, I think this was sort of like that other one. So that's what we're going to be doing. The further back you lean, the more likely you are to feel like you go really deep. But trust me, I'll get you there. Leaning back in a recliner is just about perfect, or against some pillows. And we're going to address this pain thing, where it comes from and where it goes to, and what we need to do to release it. And as you begin to relax, you can allow your eyes to go closed. And sometimes when the weather's hot like this, or whatever's going on in your particular area, your eyes feel a little warm anyway, and maybe a little dry. Maybe they just really want to close. They want to relax. And you can allow them to roll slightly up, as though you were looking through a window in your forehead. Sometimes people talk about a little window on the night sky where there's a big yellow moon floating across, and some silvery clouds that are illuminated by the light. Sometimes there's trees or a bird that flies over just when it starts to be evening. The breezes are cool and comfortable. And when you're looking up like that, you may notice that your eyes begin to flutter just a little bit. That's because it's very normal to go into a deeply restful state we call alpha. It's just a little bit slower brainwave, and it's absolutely normal. You do it every time you get focused on something and you relax. So as you drift further into alpha, we're going to imagine that pathway in front of us, the pathway that we've been walking, and maybe the pathway has been lit by that pretty big glowing moon. The reason the moon is sometimes better than the sun is because you can look at the moon. It's a friend that's always there. It's there every night. And just like the moon, we change phases. Every night, it turns a little bit more into a crescent or half a moon, or it goes all the way from the light all the way to the dark of the moon, just depending on where the earth is in relationship to it. It's reflected light from the sun, and it can always guide us down this path. When you look at something that you come to trust as always being there, you might think of it not as a moon, but as a light that radiates your higher power. And you can move towards that light because nothing really interferes with your forward progress except you. And as you choose to move towards that light that represents your higher power, whatever the image is that pleases you, you can begin to feel that warm sense of love and acceptance moving down through your body. And the light guides you on a pathway through trees and shrubbery and various foresty looking things. And as it guides you further on, it opens and you find yourself coming into that lovely scene that you're familiar with by now. And now we're on that third step of the laundry list, the things we identify in ourselves. Maybe the first time that I described this beautiful place to you, maybe you had a little bit of fear until you parted those bushes and you came out on the other side and you let yourself look over there first. You don't have to just jump into anything. You can look around. Make sure everything is safe and know that there aren't any surprises here. Everything happens to the degree of your comfort. And that's all. Just the degree of your comfort. As you become ready, different information comes up from your subconscious mind into your conscious mind. And you think of it maybe briefly or maybe a long time, but it's coming up on its way out. And nothing comes up until you're ready for it. Until you're strong, you feel confident to deal with it. You may even have a little bit of concern about it. That's okay. Because in this image, you're going to practice moving closer to the problem and moving further away from it. It is absolutely unnecessary to live in the problem all the time. We want to instead look for a solution. And in your subconscious mind, there is a solution right next to every problem, an answer right next to every question. So as you begin to move around the face of that rocky outcropping, you can hear your little waterfall there, a very gentle waterfall, small, just enough to provide crystal clear fresh water that you can drink or you can bathe in. And down below is a crystal clear pool. You can see all the way to the bottom of that pool. Pools of water tend to represent the subconscious mind, things that are down there in your feelings and the thoughts and ideas that don't always come clear. There's a place there to sit down. And you can spend any time that you want to looking down into that crystal clear water. And you might even see some fish down there, like thoughts that move through your mind. Sometimes they come to the surface. Sometimes they go down deeper. But you can be comfortable with that. Anytime that you feel like anything is coming up from the bottom, up from the deep, If you don't like the look of that fish, you can throw a rock. And just that little splash is enough to make it go back down again. You can move close to things and move further away from them. You can do that as many times as you need to revisit any kind of a problem, to identify it clearly and examine it without being caught up in it, so that it's just a little distance away, just like that pool is from you. You can observe, you can learn, and you can make changes. One of the ways we make changes is by going deeper into our relaxation. And you might begin to let every step be a relaxing step as I count from 10 down to 0 as you arrive there in this safe place that you've already created for yourself and will create again. Each step a relaxing step as you move from 10 steps away to 9 and go deeper. Where is this deeper? It's your true self. You're going deeper into you before all of the things happen. Deeper into who you're truly meant to be as you step 8. Deeper and deeper down with each number as you move to 7. And you can send that wave of relaxation down through your body. Be limp and relaxed. If I were to pick up your hand right now, I would be able to just shake it gently back and forth, and it would be just hanging there loose, just completely relaxed. And when I drop it, it would just drop onto the surface that you're resting on, completely relaxed. At 6. And you might pretend that we're doing that now, picking that hand up and just dropping it. And as it goes limp and just falls, that wave of relaxation goes down through your shoulders and back, down through your chest, your throat, your neck, down into your vital organs. At 5, double your relaxation. Double it. Just fall deeper into you and who you truly are. This is for your benefit. The deeper you go, the better you feel, and the better you feel, the deeper you go. As you move to 3, and you can see the doorway of that beautiful little living space. We'll call it a cave, but it's had some changes since the last time you visited. As we move to this completely safe and peaceful place, to the place where you can find one source of peace in every circumstance, one comfortable place to sit, and 0 as you just relax onto your resting place. And the side of the cave there is open. And that beautiful crystal clear waterfall, sparkles, just comes down to the one side, and it falls about the last 5 or 6 feet, just right down over the opening. Everything is here to fill your needs, and you can decide what those are. As you relax and go deeper, you might find that you would like to have a little place to cook, to gather healthy food from the fruits and vegetables that grow around the outside of the cave, because everything here is pure and clean. You could gather them, and while you're there, you might start picking up some little stones and begin building a little fireplace. And we're going to dig a little trench, just a little one, across the floor. Move it across the floor to the place you've decided to put your cooking space. Well, why are we doing this? Everything has a reason. Native Americans used to build their dwellings about halfway underground, and they would dig these little trenches across the floor to go to the fire that was in the center, because the fire needs to breathe. Fire needs to be able to draw fresh air, needs to be able to have that healthy perspective. And if we think of an emotion, what emotion would fire be? Fire might very well be the thing we were talking about angry people, or about us being angry people, or how those things might have scared us at one time. But we understand now that the fire needs to have a healthy place. It has to have that certain place where it has containment, where you can build it up and it'll give you warmth and energy and light, or you can let it die down a little. And that's a lot like anger too, because you can allow anger to just run everywhere, or you can make a safe place for it like this. A safe place where you can visit it and understand it thoroughly. Know that it is a beneficial and positive emotion, not to just be raging around all the time. Definitely not to be abusive, but to be able to give you energy. Sometimes anger can make us able to stand up and do something about a problem. Stand up and make a change. And sometimes the fire gives us light. It lets us see more clearly what we need to discover. The fire also can help us to look back into the past. And we've done that a lot. This time in your beautiful, safe little cave, we're going to look a lot farther into the past. Because if we can look back decades, then maybe we can look back at circumstances and ideas and things that have come from long, long ago. Maybe even before you were born. One of the things that helps us do that is to understand how those people thought. And as you look at the walls of the cave and you have your fire built there, it may have been anger that got you there, but it's the light from the anger, it's the understanding that comes from that that lets you look closely and understand how to have your anger in a healthy place, in a contained area where you can cook on it, warm yourself, use the light. And right now, the light is shining on the cave walls. And it's a big open door. It's not a deep cave. It's a big open side that looks out on that beautiful green vista. But there are things inside to discover as well. And on the cave walls, you might remember seeing pictures that we've had before of animals that were created. Ancient artists created animals and people on the walls. They created images. And what is that image for? Why did they do that? Because if we look back through all of that time, we understand that ancient people believed that caves were like the womb of the earth. They were where the earth gave birth to the animals and the things they depended on. And you can call it a superstition or a belief or just a thought or an idea that they had. But they thought of it in terms of like being inside a womb, inside a beautiful mother that nurtures us, that actually gives us what we need. So they thought of being in the cave as a place where the earth could give us what we need. So they drew those pictures on the wall to let nature know what it was they wanted. And it gave them a mindset to be able to lead them to the places they wanted to go. Now, these are true things. It helped them to focus on what they want. What they didn't want was barren dryness with no food or heat or light or shelter. But if we notice, the walls of this cave are covered with beautiful art. And the walls are also covered with crystals. The reflection of the firelight has given you the energy to see all those different colored crystals reflecting the light. As they reflect the light, they reflect different colors. They reflect different thoughts and ideas. You can choose different thoughts. You can change your mind and choose a different crystal. If one color doesn't seem to be just appropriate, then you might choose another. And think just a minute of the fireplace that we had. We might choose a red stone, one that is glittering with fire and heat. That might be great if we're cold. But if we think of the red of the fire as being our anger, we might want to decide if our fire has gotten too big. We might want to go and touch a beautiful green stone or a blue stone. And the different colors and the stones reflect different responses in our body. Different vital organs and different thoughts do respond to color. It's kind of amazing what color causes in our responses because it isn't in any way biased by age or education or intelligence or location or anything else. It's just something that triggers various responses in our body that we can choose to help us. So focus on one of those green stones that might reflect getting in touch with your feelings and your emotions, getting in touch with your heart area. Green and possibly pinks. Happiness that is being fed directly by that light of the universe. However you think of your higher power, unconditional love surrounds that heart area. And you can check back and look at your little fireplace and see how the fire is burning perfectly. It isn't too big. It isn't too small. It's just right for you to do what you need to do. Possibly cook or move close to it to be warm. You might notice that the inside of your cave has some more comfortable places. Maybe a hammock, or maybe even a bed that's been stuffed with natural fibers and things that gives you a comforting surface to rest on. Because above all, this is a comforting place where you can rest and you can look around and understand what those different things mean. Understand the analogies. The analogy of having all of those beautiful needs met by those paintings on the walls. You might understand that this is a place of contact with your higher power. This is a place where you can clearly be in touch with deeper, healthier feelings. There isn't any confusion here because there's only one thing at a time. And you might choose another thing, like maybe a blue stone, and that blue stone helps your communication. It may help you communicate with the fire and say, I understand that you're burning hot now. We're going to calm down and we're going to choose a response. So you see, each one of these colored stones is a tool. It's a tool for you to use to control the level of the fire. But it also controls the level of sadness, fear, and there's always happiness. What color is the happiness? Could that be that gold energy, the beautiful yellows that move through the fire. This has become your little sanctuary. This has become your safe place. You can imagine a time when maybe your fire was burning a little hot and there was anger. And you know that you're in this safe place and you can just touch that green energy or the blue energy and come down to a place of peace and observe the fire. Observe your anger and decide what would help it the most right now. Would it help most to withdraw into your safe cave? Would it help to move completely out of the area? Or would it help just to peacefully observe and understand what's happening? And here's something that's really important. We go back and remember things that happened back then and there, some other place than this, all the time. So when we look at those beautiful drawings on the walls of the cave, why not go all the way back to the time that you were born from this womb of the world, this holy place of creation? What about the time that you first came out of this cave? Just like coming into this life. What if you go back all the way before there was any trauma? How do you feel now? Is there happiness? Are those sparkling golden yellows dancing across the field of that crystal clear pond in front of you? Are your feelings all developing normally and naturally? None of them too extreme and none of them hindered and closed off? Are you able to respond? Let's see, and looking out the wall of your cave, looking out your large doorway there are some brightly colored little birds. And they may be playing in the droplets of water coming down from the waterfall, ruffling their feathers up and taking a bath in the soft mist. They're completely unafraid. They show you that there's nothing around for you to be concerned about. And while they're playing, there's some of them even very young birds, babies, all playing happily there. You can allow that happiness to come in because there's nothing to hold it off. There's nothing to force it away from you. This is before you ever had any of those messages. This is before you had anything that made you doubt anything about yourself. This is what you were meant to be. Way back there in your historical DNA, you were meant to be this complete, healthy person, happy and enjoying all of the surroundings, enjoying the beauty that's on the walls, enjoying those crystals sparkling, enjoying that perfect sized little fire and the water coming down that you could walk out and enjoy just the right temperature washing over your body. And if there's any intrusive thoughts that keep interrupting, keep trying to bounce back, just let that waterfall wash them away. Just as though you had dirt stuck on you or dead leaves, something that you brought with you through the bushes there. Just wash it away. Wash it away and notice how your vision becomes crystal clear. Notice how the day sparkles out there. There's various little wildlife that's coming down to drink. And they see how you're shining too. That you're just shining with that universal light because there's nothing there but love. Nothing there but acceptance. As you wash away any hindrance, you get brighter and brighter and more confident and more comfortable with your ability to make use of all of the skills and knowledge that you're learning every day from your program and your various healing modalities. You're able to use that information. Before you came into this restful place, they could have just been a box full of tools. But in this restful place, you're actually reaching in and taking those tools out. You are creating for yourself the things that you want and need. You are using the tools. The tools aren't just to memorize, they're to use, to bring about the change that you want and need in your life. You can change your mind. You can go all the way back to the DNA that is supposed to be there, the person that came into this life, the spiritual power that you brought with you, that brought everything that you need to live this life the way you need to. It isn't that things have always been perfect, but you came in equipped. Somehow or another, you believed something that said you weren't ready, but you are. And you can feel that right now. If you don't feel it, then go touch some more of those stones. Go let the energy of the earth come into you, the natural order of things, the truth of your being, the truth of yourself. You be who you were meant to be, because this is before any of that stuff ever happened. You begin to repaint the pictures on the wall. You begin to make them more beautiful. Maybe fresh flowers are something you want to bring into your cave. The smell of them is so delicious. Everything healthy that you need there to eat. You can drink water right from that waterfall. You have warmth and heat and light because everything about you is just exactly who you were meant to be. Wrap yourself in that complete, relaxed peace. And remember, you can come back to this place as often as you want to, preferably every day, at least for a few minutes. especially when you're first waking up and when you're first going to sleep. This is your place where you recreate yourself. It isn't anything new. It's just going back to the beginning. It's going back to before the things you've been trying to change. The change is here. You're changing every day a little bit, better and better in every way. A little better every day in every way. Because you're supplying everything that you need and you are complete within yourself. Now, go to your most restful place that you created there in your little place to live, your inside place, your sanctuary. I love that word, sanctuary. Go to the most healing place and know that you've gone back before, gone back in time, just like those cave paintings, gone back before there was a shortage of anything, back before you needed more love, back before you needed those kind words, back before you didn't know what to do. Because back then, you had all the guidance you needed. Your spiritual self is now guiding you on this healing journey into your present life. Your spiritual self is the most equipped to bring you into alignment and agreement with your higher power, who wants only the best for you. Bring that with you into your waking state, back into your everyday life, back into every conversation, focusing on what you desire instead of whatever happened decades ago. Focus on your desire and the purpose you came here in the first place, to love and to be loved, and for the growth of your soul, strengthening that bond with your higher power. You can go into a deep state of rest. Gather the energy and healing that you need to bring with you back into your everyday waking state. And in just a minute, when I count from 1 to 5, at the count of 5, open your eyes wide awake. Number 1, just beginning to come up. Number 2, feeling that supportive surface beneath you, because we always lean on things that support us and never on things that don't. Number 2, just take a deep breath. Number 3, feel the need to stretch and move around a little bit. And number 4, take another deep breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Feel your body. Feel the joy in your body that comes from giving yourself what you need in your special place. And number 5, just open your eyes wide awake and feeling wonderful. All the way back, wide awake and feeling wonderful.
I don't have the ability to shut it off, Adrian.
Okay.
You have to press more and
Yes. We're going to just continue with our relaxation. And I am going to end the recording.